weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise,
for your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the machine. I'm glad to be back. It's been a long week. It's been a bizarre long week. And why do I sound like I'm talking into a toilet? These cans fucking suck. Anyhow, yeah, it's been a long week. A lot of weird things have happened. Some bad things have happened, but we'll get through them. I see that there's hold on a second. Somebody's actually texting the phone line. I am being told that they are unable to chat. That's bizarre. That's not on my end. That's on YouTube's end. There's really not much I can do. It's not popping up over here either. Not even on the YouTube channel. So you're going to have to probably restart and come back. Sorry. But anyhow, we got some audio we're going to get to. I got a few things I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to give you a chance to actually laugh at my expense. Yeah, that's going to happen. You get a chance to laugh at me in real time. So yeah, enjoy that, because what happened really sucked. You know what? I'm going to check the chat here, though. Looked good on that. Let's check the YouTube. And the Rumble. Yep. Working pretty good there, okay? It's got to be on your side. Sorry, buddy. Just get it fixed. I keep forgetting to say that, too. I haven't really pushed the Rumble account. I honestly have not. I have not even moved it. So if you're interested, there is a Rumble account. You can, in fact, listen to the show and some other random videos on Rumble now. Seems to be a bit more freedom-based so far. I don't get smited a lot like I do on here, on the tube, because the tube hates freedom of speech. Hey, Brian. See, now yours popped up. I got another guy that's saying he cannot get through. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, I need to kind of I guess put that out there that I am in fact on Rumble as well, and there's other channels that we're actually I am. I keep saying we. I'm used to saying we. I'm sorry. But I really haven't pushed most of those accounts. I'm so used to just going to YouTube and Spreaker. And when Spreaker took the live away, there went my audience. That was painful. Never saw that big of a drop in people in my life. But then again, remember last year we were talking about the how the tube is doing things too, and I went from over double what we have on there as subscribers down to what we got now. And it was overnight, and it happened to several other channels. We were all talking about it on a live like the next day on how we were just smited because of what we say. And one of them was a History Channel. Makes sense, right? Don't want to talk about that pesky history or nothing. Like I said, we definitely got some stuff. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. All right, we got another Fetterman one, which is getting surprising. Our propaganda minister Jeffries, Mike Johnson, me poking fun at that douchebag Destiny. Who the hell names themselves Destiny? But anyhow, Democrat policies in Portland, Pierce Morgan, the Chicago Police Department. Yeah, there's a few of them in there. So we're going to be going pretty good. But I'm hoping to see the usual suspects because I got something I want to talk to you guys about. I'm hoping Alan and and everybody shows up. But you know what? While we're waiting, I am going to must fill the liquids. Oh. Oh, that smells leaded. Oh yeah. Yeah, that definitely smells like that's gonna hit. I love it though. Good thing I just don't drink. I don't drink much, but hey, whatever. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I see Brian's in there. The dentist has arrived. How's things in Canada? You already told me that you were getting cold weather, which you can keep that shit up there with you. I don't want it. I don't mind it cooling off a little bit. I would rather it stay warm so I can continue to ride the bike, but keep the flaky stuff that sticks to the ground and is usually a pain in my ass far north. Mostly because there's a certain person in this chat room that has a snowplow that I need to put the pads back on, or we're just going to just continue to tear shit up with it. All right, let's see what this tastes like, shall we? Holy shit. Okay. Whew. Yeah, that hits hard. All right. I'm going to grab the bottle and see what the alcohol content of this is. Oh, and that'd be why. It's 120 proof rye. I'm sorry, 120.8. That's why it's a bit spicy. Okay. Damn, shit's good though, but wow. All right. Let's see here. Well, I want to. like I said, I'm waiting for other people to show up. There's a few people. Alan and Christina. I want to get them in here. I don't see Angie either, which is odd. She's possibly comatose somehow. But like I said, I'll repeat myself. It's definitely been a hell of a week. One thing I'm not gonna repeat on here because there's certain people that don't know about it yet, so that's not gonna happen. I'll talk to you guys about it in time, but just not right now. Other than that, like I said, we got a lot of. Okay, I don't need the Rodecaster Pro opened up. I've got a lot of audio to get through. I mean, just a bit. Slightly. Speaking of plow, though, did you get the pads so I can reattach those bad boys? Figured I'd ask that. And you know what? I gotta ask you guys something. Right out of the gate here. Even though you are listening to a political talk radio show, does everything, no matter what it is, have to be about politics? I'm just curious. Well, I can't very well put on your skates without the skates. And I don't think I have anything I can make skates out of. At least to be able to form them into a good round surface. You know what's funny is a buddy of mine actually fixed his, no shit, with the bottoms of old tanks, like the round propane style tanks. Well, not the propane, like the CO2s. He actually cut the CO2s off, and I'm talking the steel ones, not the aluminum ones. And he welded those to his legs, so that it would skip across the ground real good. No, I just I want to know that though. Does everything have to be political? Because there was a post that I replied to, and I honestly asked the guy if he was okay, and he was a little off. Because he's what we call the habitual complainer. Okay, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. He likes to go on the police department's page, the fire department's page, or the local park page, and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter what they do; it's always negative. I mean, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. It's kind of like pulling petals off a fucking daisy with this guy. But the PD's been doing a real good job of interacting with the community. Okay, and that's how you gain community trust, by interacting. And they posted a lighthearted post, and this guy comes on her, don't you have other things to do like patrol or whatever else like that? And I finally asked him just a simple question. Do you ever not complain? That was all I said. Do you ever not complain? Nothing more, nothing less. What I got back was a nonsensical line about Patrick Henry. This guy obviously doesn't know his history very well, but he said I would probably turn in Patrick Henry, which is bizarre. And then went on a tirade with a whole bunch of cute little hashtags like MAGA morons and fill-in Trump and all this other stuff. I'm like, where did I put politics into this? I was asking you why you're being an asshole. Because that seems to be your only claim to fame, is being a fucking dick. That was it. That was all I asked. Well, of course, I responded, and he never fired back after that. But a buddy of mine named Todd also got on him, which is funny as hell. Because Todd is not like me. I will dial back a little bit. Todd, not so much. If he's feeling like saying something, he's going to say it. It's actually a glorious thing to watch. But I don't get it. Does everything have to be political? I don't think so. I mean, some things are, obviously, and some things are going to be politically oriented, and they're going to be targeted that direction. But if your entire fucking life is to complain on everything else, and when somebody replies to you, reply with something like that, you need to fucking find a hobby. You need to call some phone numbers, like Todd said, and get committed or something, because there's something wrong with you. Just saying. And of course, like I said, I'm talking about this on a political talk radio show. But that doesn't mean that every single waking moment of my life that I'm walking around bitching about politics. I'm not saying I don't do it a lot, but on a lighthearted post of about the PD put out, that's just pathetic. But what about you guys? Do you walk around every single day, and that's no matter what anybody says, if somebody asks you a question, you're like, well, the political, do you go politically nuts? I mean, I don't get it. Is that what we're supposed to do now? But anyhow, all right, let's get ready to do our thing here. All right, we'll set up a song and we'll be right back.
Because I'm a crazy.
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
you're welcome.
Enjoy the show. All right, I'm back, and let's get right into this. You know what? I'm going to give you guys the pick. What do you want to get into first? Like I said, we got Fetterman talking about the war in Gaza. We got, oh boy, we got a lot of things. We got stuff from the Chicago Police Department. Chicago woman just flatlines Chewy Garcia, which is hilarious. We got Propaganda Minister Jeffries on multiple occasions. The YouTuber, TikToker, whatever the fuck he is, named Destiny, which he's, yeah, we can get into him. But I'll let you guys choose what we go through first. Sloth, old Fetterman. All right, fine. We'll go Fetterman. And I got something on that though, because there's another. Let me see if there's I thought there was a follow-up audio on that. Wasn't there? One second. I think it might be the Pierce Morgan one, but we'll go through this first. It's only 56 seconds long, but Fetterman is like I said, I don't want to say it this way, but I'm going to. I think that stroke gave him a wake up call, and he's starting to see things in a lot different light. He is still a Democrat. He says he's a Democrat. He will probably always be a Democrat. But he's what I would consider more of the traditional, like the blue dog. He's not one of these progressive, freakazoids that they have now. But also, before we even get started with this, they're trying to basically excommunicate him. They're trying to kick him out of the party. That's probably not the wisest thing to do. I mean, do these guys ever think anything through? Because Fetterman still has a very big following. He is very popular in his area, and he's probably going to continue to be so. So if you kick him out of the party and he decides to become a Republican, the Republicans get another seat. Do you ever think this stuff through? But all right, let's listen to Fetterman.
Absolute elation. I mean, how can we all celebrate this thing? I mean, you've had human beings held underground for over 2 years and tortured and beaten and starved, forced to dig their own graves and things. Now they can finally come back home. And now everyone should be celebrating these things. And clearly the Palestinians are, and people in Israel are too. And now there are people in our nation, some of those aren't really celebrating or even acknowledging a thing. And that's part of the truth there too. It really was never about peace. It was more about an anti-Israel agenda. And now, why can't we all, whatever, where you are politically, this is a huge development, and this terrible, awful war is going to come to an end.
He's not wrong. And, there's several other wars that he's helped shut down and stopped ones, a couple of them before they even started. I'll get to those here in a minute. But see, that's the thing, is they don't want him to succeed. It doesn't matter what it is. It's hilarious watching the videos of these pro-Palestine from the river to the sea fucks. They're saying, stop the war, stop the war, stop the war. And when the war stopped, well, he stopped it. So go Hamas. That's basically what they're doing. One of them actually said that out loud. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You wanted the war to stop, but now you're saying go Hamas. Like, you do realize that not moments after the ceasefire, Hamas broke it. They did. They took people out, including, there was a couple of anti-Hamas Palestinians, stuff like that, very outspoken, that were a part of another political party and stuff like that. Not moments after the ceasefire, they took them out in the middle of a square and killed them. By the way, I don't think this is how it works. If you're going to stand out there and you're killing people randomly, executing them and yelling, God is great. I don't know how this works necessarily, but I don't think God is saying, you know what? Yeah, that really is great. That you just took somebody that had a dissenting opinion against you and shot him in the back of the fucking head. I call me crazy, but I'm not sure that's how this works. Besides, Hamas isn't leading anything now. They're backed into a fucking corner, just hoping that they survive. But of course, these are the same jackasses that that when they did this, they said, "Well, you're gonna have to kill us all." That's exactly what they want. These pro-Palestinian fucks don't even know anything about Palestine. They don't know anything about Israel. They don't know that the Palestinian government, Hamas, are the ones that put the rockets and the bombs and everything else like that in the schools, because they knew that Israel was going to be too lighthearted to do something about that. They put people in front of them. Never mind. We'll move on, because we got some more audio on that. And I believe it was actually Herr Propaganda Minister Jeffries. But sorry, Hamas.
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now: Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
You got your ass waxed. Take the fucking loss, get the hell out of the country, and don't come back. Just saying. Now, the Jeffries ones, I think one of them's about... I got to make sure I grab the right one. Yeah, that's the spending bill one. Oh, crap. I mislabeled one, so I don't know if that's the one that I need or not. Well, I'll tell you what. I can just start it, and if it doesn't sound right to me, I'll shut it off.
The billionaire donors lifting.
Nope, not it. Crap. Yeah, I've really screwed the pooch here.
We don't view.
Nope. Damn it. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? Let's backtrack for a minute. I'll figure out the audio here in a bit. We're talking about the other wars. There's a Nobel laureate that actually dedicated her medal to the president for his work on stopping wars. The Peace Prize, and a lot of people are up in arms about that. That's kind of bizarre, because he really has done a lot. But we can listen to her, and then I'll talk about the other ones.
Decided to dedicate it to President Trump because he deserves it. Because not only has he been involved in only a few months in solving 8 wars, but his actions have been decisive to have Venezuela now at a threshold of freedom after 26 years of tyranny that have destroyed the lives of millions of Venezuela, destabilized the region, and undermined the institutions in the United States, because having Venezuela as a safe haven of the enemies of the United States and using our territory and our resources to hurt the American people and American institutions is certainly a threat to the national security of the United States and the security of the hemisphere. But President Trump has been very clear, courageous in terms of dismantling this criminal structure. And on behalf of the Venezuelan people, I reaffirmed our gratitude and our commitment to this cause for the whole America. So I insist he deserves it.
There, directly from her. And of course, you got what cracks me up is, the leftists are out there like, look, a woman won the Nobel Peace Prize. A woman won the Nobel Peace Prize. Not Trump, not Trump, not Trump. He missed the deadline for one. But I thought it was hilarious that they refused to acknowledge the fact that she herself said that he deserved it. And here's why. The brokering the peace deal between Israel and Hamas, he's working on that. Israel and Iran, he shut that down. It was a 12-day conflict, and he got that done. Pakistan and India. Pakistan and India have been fighting each other for a decent amount of time, and it has now been shut down. They've been going back and forth with each other for a while, not necessarily on the battlefield, but it's definitely been ramping up, and he managed to shut that down. Rwanda and the Republic of Congo. Yeah, he did that as well. Thailand and Cambodia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Egypt and Ethiopia, Serbia and Kosovo, just to be a few. Now, I'll tell you what, he prevented the outbreak in Serbia and Kosovo. Tensions were, in fact, rising, but he did actually shut that down. But, you know, so they're saying that, you know, he didn't do nothing for that. It's okay, so we'll just take one away. Just one. Just one. So that's 7. How many more must he stop? But we can bring it back to 8 when he gets the Ukraine-Russia thing done. He's been working hard on that as well. Right. Well, Dennis, they a couple of them had actually capitulated and said, "Oh well, he did one thing right, you know, with Israel and Hamas, you know, Israel and Palestine." They won't give him credit for the rest of the things, you know. They won't give him credit for the rest of the stuff he's done either. It just won't happen. But now I'm wishing I could remember which audio that was that followed up originally what we were talking about. Because I know one of them has to do with Jeffries. I'm going to go back. I'm going to backtrack here. Maybe I just didn't get it. Now watch, what's going to happen is we're going to use another audio for something else that I labeled it as, and it's going to be the one that we needed. Shit happens. But I really do think I think he's doing a really good job, especially on the war front across the globe. I think he's doing a good job at negotiating peace. I'm not saying everything that he does is right. I'm not saying that I like everything that he does, and some of the things that he says I don't care for either. But he's doing it right. Absolutely right, and it's working. It's working well. And I wouldn't be surprised if by next year he gets that, you know, that prize, the Nobel Prize. And you know, I've already heard it. You know, well, he didn't earn it. I'm like, how the fuck did he not earn it? I just listed everything he did. You know who didn't earn it? Barack Obama. They gave it to him just because he was the first black president. That was it. Oh, well, you're saying that because you're a racist. No, I'm saying that because he didn't earn it. Because at that point in time, he hadn't done a fucking thing. All he did was get into office. And then they found out he wasn't exactly the most peaceful president. In fact, some of them were regretting giving him that at all. Sorry, it's true. But I really do see that this is probably going to happen. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it are, but those are my thoughts. And you know, after the initial drink and the instantaneous hit, man, that stuff is good. That bottle will get you in trouble. Most bottles will. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I'll go ahead and set up for music, and then when we get back, or while we're listening to the tune, I will go through and figure out what in the hell I have done to my audio bites, because I've really screwed them up. really screw him up. Holy cow! I'm sorry. I had to go back in and look again. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, this song just feels good. Be right back.
Never forget where you come from.
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wow. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm going to need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. All right, I'm back. And you know what? Let's get into Hair Propaganda Minister Jeffries. I got 2 for him. But the first one, if I remember correctly, since I mislabeled them, I believe it's one of the ones that the left is putting out there and like, oh, he's so masterful, he's so good, he did such a great job, he just shut him down. He was getting his ass walked all over. Where the fuck are you guys? I don't get what you get from this as that, but oh boy, all right.
The billionaire donors lifting the cap on salt. We put a income cap in place.
Why are you here right now?
Didn't you want all Republicans to be here? I'm here.
Where are the rest of your
You wanted Republicans to be here. I'm here.
Why are you
And
here?
by the way, you can pass an ACA extension right now. Sign on to this bill.
Did your boss
sign on to the bill?
Is your boss Donald Trump behind it?
HR 5145. Why don't you get on it?
Mike, is your boss Donald Trump behind it?
Why won't you get on it?
Because you don't work for the American people.
Oh, I do.
Hold on. Is your boss Donald Trump behind it? Is your boss Donald Trump behind it? There seems to be one man staying in the hallway. Even if he did tell him to go down there, that's besides the point. He showed up, and now the only thing you've got is Trump derangement syndrome. And, of course, now you're saying, well, you don't work for the American people. Motherfucker, you guys are the ones trying to push every damn spending bill through that hasn't even been approved yet, and you're holding the country hostage because you're not getting your way. Who's not working for the American people here? You're not worried about them. Your actions, your fucking deeds show the truth. You can talk your dumb propaganda ass off all fucking night long. That is not going to change the fact that you are not working for the American people. You're not listening to the American people, and you're holding them hostage. You forget that basic civics tells us how the government works, and especially when it comes to these bills. Remember, there's only 53 Republicans. They all voted yes to keep the current spending rate. What did you do? Oh, well, the Republicans are holding people hostage because they voted all to pass it. You did not. But we'll get into that with the next clip. This one's not even over yet.
I work for the people of New York. I work for the people of my district.
Is that why you?
I'm here.
You got 140.
And by the way, I voted for a clean CR to keep the government open and funded. You voted to shut it down.
You're embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah, leader. With all due respect, you're the one. You're the one who actually voted to shut the government down.
Tell me really quickly, and correct me if I'm wrong here. Did you hear anywhere, shape, or in any way, shape, or form? The Republican being embarrassed or getting embarrassed by Hair Propaganda Minister Jeffries, Captain Ass Eyes himself. Did you hear it? Well, you're embarrassing yourself right now. How's he embarrassed himself? Maybe I didn't hear something in that audio that you guys did. So just tell me, how did he get embarrassed? How is he embarrassing himself by pointing out the obvious? I mean, I don't get it, but I'll wait. Like I said, maybe my hearing's pretty bad. It really is. I had the speech recognition of a 75-year-old man, so maybe I just didn't hear it. Maybe there was just a masterful quip, and Jeffries just schooled him in every way possible. But I didn't hear it. Simple Senate vote numbers say who is holding everyone hostage. Closed. Right. And the next piece of audio is going to help with that situation because now we know what they're thinking and why they're saying that. The problem is they're lying their ass off. And you heard the Republican right there saying I voted for a clean CR and you skipped over it. And you can there's even a funding for the ACA and everything else like that right here. So sign it. And this puppet didn't do it. Well, I'm just looking for, like I said, maybe the audio I just didn't hear it correctly, and Jeffries came out swinging, and had this, the greatest, comeback ever, and embarrassed the other guy. I didn't hear it. Brian, what about you? You got better hearing than I do. Did you hear him just embarrass that guy in any way, or did you hear that guy embarrassing himself? I said I didn't hear it. Apparently Dennis didn't either. Whoops. I mean, I'll wait. I'll wait just a little bit longer. I'll let Brian answer if he's still there. I'm also trying to do something else I've been wanting to do here. Well, that's kind of my thought too, Brian, but according to him, you're embarrassing yourself. Fucking idiot. Okay. Let's see. Got that. All right, let's go into the next audio. There's more with Hair Propaganda Minister Jeffries.
We don't view the current bill as anything other than a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the healthcare of the American people.
It's at levels that you guys have already agreed to. A number of Democrats voted for this extension back in March. It's not adding or detracting anything. It's just continuing the levels of spending that currently exist.
And she's absolutely right. This was a Biden-era style spending bill. The Republicans didn't like it, but they were going to pass it through to keep the government open. So again, who the fuck is holding who hostage here?
Actually, it's not at levels that we agreed to. Democrats strongly oppose this legislation in the House because, in our view, it gut veterans' health care, gut funding for women, infants, and children programming, gut funding for affordable housing, and we know.
Actually, it didn't do anything of that kind. What it did was it stopped the spending that you guys were trying to attach to it. None of that is true. This is why we call you the propaganda minister. Because you never say anything that is even remotely reflecting of truth. It is always the Republicans are going to push Granny off the cliff comment from you guys. Always the doom and gloom, it's the end of the world as we know it. Even though when we pointed out the end of the world as we knew it, which was the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, and you guys didn't listen. In fact, one of you said, well, you have to pass the bill to find out what's in it, and that's not how this fucking works. Of course, you weren't going to let anybody read that bill because it was so fucking massive that it covered up all other bills. I mean, they actually measured that shit. On how many pages it was. None of them read it. They just wanted to pass it. And when they did, you're right. it really, it did something all right. It fucked our healthcare system without a kiss. There wasn't even any spit on that dick when it got rammed up our asses. It fucked up our healthcare system irreparably. And it wove its way into every facet of your life. It did. But let's keep going on with this bullshit.
We have a housing crisis in this country. Housing costs are too high.
Just to be clear, though, it's not changing current. It's not changing current levels. Nothing's getting cut. It's at levels that you may not like, but it's about extending levels as they currently exist. Fair?
Right. We agree that current spending levels are unacceptable.
No, if we agreed that current level spending levels are unacceptable, it'd be lower, considerably lower. But see, he had a moment right there where he got caught. And he about fell on his face. Look, you guys are always talking about how, Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that. He's trying to push things through. He's trying to consolidate power and all this other stuff. And you motherfuckers are doing exactly just that. That's exactly what you're doing. You are holding the entire country hostage because you wanted more spending without pushing it through Congress first. Gee, I wonder why it got shut down. By the way, really don't give a shit that it got shut down, that the government is shut down right now. And I got a question about that too. They say, well, non-essential employees aren't going to get paid. Well, why the fuck are they working? If they're non-essential, then what are they? Why are we wasting money on them? Give me a list. Tell me what these people do is so important. It's non-essential that you're worried about them getting paid. But then again, when the government, when Trump and the Republicans tried to pay people, you guys protest against that and want to sue them for doing it. That has to be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. This one here.
Look, my understanding of this is they have every right to move the funds around, duly appropriated dollars from Congress to the Department of Defense. There were some R&D accounts that had not been spent, and that's my understanding is that's the money that's being used to pay the troops right now. If the Democrats want to go to court and challenge troops being paid, bring it, okay? I'm grateful for a commander-in-chief who understands the priorities of the country, the necessity of national defense, and the urgency that we all feel and have voted for 8 times. Republicans have voted in Congress 8 times now between House and Senate to fund the troops and pay federal workers in all these essential jobs and agencies because we understand the necessity of that. Meanwhile, the Democrats voted 8 times to block their paychecks. I'm grateful we have a president who is willing to step up and do the right thing. Thank you all so much.
See, exactly that. Exactly that. They've actually said this. They said, we will sue if you move the funding that's not being used. Sounds a lot more like your pork barrel shit that you're hiding off in the background that you want to use for things that have nothing to do with helping run our government. So who is holding who hostage? I'm going to keep asking that. Who the fuck is holding who hostage? And yes, Brian, it was a complete dry boning. I mean, think about it. My insurance right now is so fucking pathetic, it isn't even worth the piece of paper it's printed on. Imagine having a healthcare that tells you that a device that is medically necessary to be had will not be paid for by your insurance. Medically necessary. That's what fucking insurance is for. That is precisely what insurance is for. Trump is using tariff money right now. Right. But he's using, there was some like Mike said, there was some R&D programs and stuff like that the money was just sitting there wasting away. It wasn't going for anything. It wasn't doing anything. It was just sitting there, and it's being used to pay the men and women of the armed forces. And the Democrats want to sue him for it. I'm going to say this again. I don't vote in the aspect of being on party lines. I really don't. If you are the right person for the job, I mean, I'll say it right here where everybody can see, you guys can see me. You already know the truth. I live in a gray area. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I will vote for anybody who I think is right for the job. And that would include a blue dog Democrat. That would include an independent. That would include a Republican. If they are right for the job, then absolutely so. Okay? That's how I see things. So I'm gonna say this though. Remember all of this. I know a lot of you are conditioned by the mainstream media to believe that one side is inherently evil and the other side is really actually fighting for you, when even the mainstream media can't back up most of the shit that they're saying now. So look at things through an objective lens. Do the research yourself. I'm not saying go to fucking Vox or anything else like that. There's plenty of other websites. But, I go to them sometimes for comic relief. Like The Guardian. The Guardian makes me laugh sometimes. But make an informed decision and vote for who you think actually fits the job. And don't fall into this bullshit. Especially coming from one side right now that has absolutely no message, is not fighting for anything at all. Their only claim to fame, their only job at this point is to fuck you because they're trying to shut down the other party that's in power. I'll say this shit again too. I don't want to see Trump fail. I didn't want to see Biden fail, because if he fails, we fail. I didn't like a lot of the shit he did. I think it's a huge mistake, and we chew his ass for it. You're damn right we did. But if there was things that were actually good for the people, if they fail, we fail. Okay, that's just how it works. Yeah, I seen the Wick part too. I was going to mention that, but you already did, so thank you. Man, I'm really starting to get worried. I'm wondering where Christina and Alan is. This is kind of unnerving. And where the fuck is Angie? I might have to send out a search party. She may have wandered off after a couple edibles. We don't know. All right, we got we'll do that next. I'm trying to figure out what else is left. Destiny is a fucking idiot. That's how I labeled it. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But oh shit, I'm in trouble. Not you. I was talking about Angie. I said, Angie probably chewed a fucking couple edibles and she's off wandering somewhere and we need to send out a search party. Not me. Or not you, I mean. Oh, don't freak me out like that, man. Because there's something I want to do later. Trust me, you guys are going to laugh your ass off, something I got to tell you. But there's something else I want to do, and I even picked a song for it, so you guys are going to have to deal with it. And it's hot as balls in here. I'm going to have to turn the air back on. Holy shit, it's getting warm in this building. Oh, wrong one. Let's try that again. Don't scare me like that. I felt lonely. I was stuck with just Brian and Dennis. Come on. Oh, man, I feel this one. I haven't played this one in forever.
Last night
You, sir, not one of my vassals. Who are you?
I am the machine.
What? I'm the machine! Okay!
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show.
Not your daddy's conservative talk radio.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm the machine! Fuck that bitch. This is Tonight you party with us, yes?
Okay! Yeah! Yeah! Ah, skate!
All right. I'm back. She is fixing him a gummy bear. Okay, cool, sweet, awesome. But, I said at the beginning of the show, if you weren't listening, that I'm going to give you guys a chance to laugh at my expense. That is going to happen, yes. And there was something else I want to talk to you guys about other than politics. By the way, Alan, I am still stunned from what you said last week. Like, seriously stunned. I'm sorry. I just am, because I've heard of heard a lot of things, and I mean, not necessarily about the show. I mean, I've heard other people say I've done things for them or whatever else like that. But I can't even put it into words, man. I was just sitting here. I was like, did he really just say that? And I mean, I went home that night and I'm still like, huh? Oh, but I want to talk to you guys about that, about not about that, but about some things with the show and everything. Let's see. Wrong. Not about that one. When we were talking about the show last week, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not talking about your leg. That was funnier than hell, but not talking about your leg. Talking about you and Christina, and that you know what? Fuck it. Let's get into it. One of the things that you guys ought to know by now is I really don't necessarily talk too much about what I do behind the scenes or anything else like that. I mean, I don't hide anything from you guys, but at the same time, I don't advertise, certain things. But I've been called a lot. One of the most uncomfortable things that I've had anybody say to me is that I was an inspiration to them. I'm being honest. It made me uncomfortable. Almost like, if somebody even, pays me a compliment on something I've done or something I've built or, stuff like that. I actually get uncomfortable and I almost get suspicious because I guess I'm like a little too humble. You know what I mean? And it's almost to a fault. It really is. To the point where even, like I said, when somebody says, hey, good job, I'm like, okay, what'd I do? Or, if somebody says thank you, I'm like, yeah, okay. I just, because I don't know how to respond to it. But what's crazy, in that thought is the majority of the listeners that I have, that's been the response. Hell, even Brian. Sorry, Brian, I'm calling you out on this one. I've done stuff for him without thought or anything else like that when nobody else would. And he knows what I'm referring to, and it was a long mess with the with other people, but he knows what I'm referring to, because that's just how I've always been. And I never would have thought, especially with Alan and Christina, that that would be one of the responses that I've gotten, especially for the show. I mean, I created a monster. I started, Mr. Ho-Ho with the Ho-Ho Show. You guys heard him talk about it last week, how I, got him addicted to this and how he got started into it and how we built what we've done, around us. But there's others who are like, I'm writing now. One person said, hey, I read your articles. I'm writing now because of you. And I'm like, why? Why weren't you writing in the first place? And I was like, why is it because of me? And they're like, well, because you did it, and I really enjoyed your articles that you write. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know how to answer that. I didn't want to, I mean, I said thank you, but I just felt weird about it. And I really wanted them to elaborate, why did you say that? Why me? There's so many other people out there that are far better than I am. Years back, I had a young man that I helped, in the gym tell me I was an inspiration to him. I didn't get it. He explained it, and he explained it well, but I still felt kind of weird about it. A couple of years ago, on the 4th of July, we went to go grab more fireworks, and I hadn't seen this kid in years, and I didn't recognize him at first because he had a partial beard, big sunglasses on, fucking hat. I didn't see his face. And he walked up to me, and all he did was he tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around, and I looked at him, and like I said, I didn't recognize him. He's like, I joined the military and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. Still not knowing who the hell he was, He's like, you were my inspiration for that, and I really wanted to let you know that. He goes, I've been looking, to see you for a long time, and this is the first time I've seen you. Like, okay. And my Uncle Joe was with me, and he saw the look on my face, like I didn't know what to do. I felt weird. I felt uncomfortable. But you know, like I said, I've heard a lot. I've heard of several things about the show, and the show does span into my writing and into me doing speeches out in the open and out in public and stuff like that. And by the way, I hate those. I absolutely do. One, because I don't think I'm good enough to do it. Two, I am like Walt Disney sometimes. I've got to walk back and forth. I got to pinch myself. I got, because you're going to laugh, but I don't care if it's 5 people or 5,000 people. I get freaked out when I'm doing a speech. It bugs me. And it's almost a terror type thing. I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing? And it's mostly because I feel like I'm going to make an ass of myself. I don't think I'm, good enough to do such things. But, I don't even know how I'm going to put this, but I honestly, I really do appreciate you guys. I really do absolutely love what I do. I really do. And I think that's why sometimes that, when I have my, have my memory lapse or something like that, where I just can't keep a straight thought in my head and everything else like that, I get so frustrated because I do believe in what I'm doing, and I do, I do love the fact that you guys are with me. And, referencing, back to last week with, with us talking about AM, FM radio and syndication and stuff like that, where, I could have been, could have done all that and everything. And I said, no, how to put it. This means more to me than you guys will ever understand. The fact that you come back every week, and I don't care about the size of the group. The small group is absolutely perfect because you know what, I've really got got a chance to know you guys really well. I'm for certain you guys got to know me fairly well, even through the show and out of the show. A couple of you I talk with quite regularly, but I wanted to let you guys know that I really do. I don't give a fuck, about having a massive, super huge, Joe Rogan size following. I don't. This means more to me. This chat room on this side of the screen means more to me than you'll ever know. I don't know if that makes sense, and I don't know what you guys think about that, about how I put that. And I know I've been I'm kind of rambling on and going all over the place, but this is just I had to set the tone for how I am and what what I'm thinking about it. But I know, like I said, I know it's got to sound goofy, but that's just how I feel about it. I really do. Don't get me wrong. Having people listen. Yes, I want people to listen. I want a lot of people to listen. I want people to, but I don't want it to be. I would almost not like my show if it was way too popular, if you know what I mean. Like I said, like Rogan or anything else like that, because I wouldn't be able to follow the chat. I wouldn't be able to, to speak with you guys personally, because that's what I like doing. I don't like talking at you. I like talking with you. I like hearing your responses, and then we elaborate. Sometimes we don't agree. Fuck it. If we don't, we don't. But I've used a particular song for other things, but it just seemed fitting. And Alan, what you said last week is actually the inspiration for me even talking about this. It really is. I mean, I'm glad to be of service. I guess we'll, I don't know how Christina feels about that. She's like, I'm stuck with this motherfucker because of you. I can hear it right now. She's probably wanting to throw a shoe at the screen. Thankfully, Elon Musk hasn't figured that out, where you can throw things at the screen and it comes through and hits somebody. I know, but it isn't about the money. It isn't. I would rather do this and be able to talk to you guys, technically speaking, face to face, and remain poor than I ever would to have. Joe Rogan is popular because he had his money already, and he was already. He was a well-spoken man. I do enjoy him. But I know it's going to sound goofy, and I know it's probably, like I said, my rambling on probably didn't make any sense. But I wanted to let you guys know that I really do appreciate, each and every one of you. It's not just a fucking line at the end of the show. It really isn't. But like I said, I picked a specific song because of that, Alan, and just letting you know. And so, this song goes out to, to past listeners, present listeners, and future listeners. Okay. This is how, what I think about it. All right, now that the mushy shit is out of the way, yes, I absolutely, I really do feel that way. So whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. But now I'm gonna, you know what? I promised you guys. I know we got other politics to get to and stuff like that. I do have a lot of other audio, but I told you guys I would give you a chance to make fun of me, and it's about to happen. But first, I gotta go grab something. I forgot to grab it. I'll be right back. You know what? Hold on. I will fill the air with something while you're.
America, 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 fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America, fuck yeah, freedom is the only way.
Okay. So like I said, I don't even know how this is going to work, so I hope this thing works. Excuse me, the way I want it to. But I told you I was going to give you a chance to laugh at me, and I am not kidding, because it was an embarrassing issue, to say the least. I'll even give you a hint.
Hello, adventurer, and welcome to the town of my dick.
Sorry. Anyhow, you guys know that I like the hot peppers, okay? I grow the super hots. I grow the plants. I maintain the plants. I harvest the plants. I dry the peppers. I grind them up into powder and stuff like that. And I make artisan powders and stuff like that. And I'm making stuff now to help fund the radio show and the museum. Okay, I really am, and I've got some cool ones coming out too. But right down to making the bottles for them now. But here's one of them. All right, it's got the machine logo on it. And notice it says Downward Spiral. It is Death Spiral, pure, unadulterated, talcum powder style Death Spiral pepper. It has been, done in that manner. But it even says right on the bottle, okay, warning, extreme heat, 1.5 million Scoville units. Use sparingly. Ingredients, dried fine Death Spiral powder. The machine's favorite pepper for powders and sauces, a rich, fruity, floral taste with a proper, powerful heat. Pepper enthusiasts enjoy. Okay, so I was doing my history thing, and I was moderating a history video for another channel. And, they can't see me. It was just me moderating the chat and everything else like that. Mr. Dennis was there. And I'm bottling this stuff. And mind you, like I said, 1.5 million on the bottom end. Okay, so this is some hot shit. And I wear gloves when I process this stuff. In fact, when I do the grinding part, I have to wear a respirator because it turns into such a fine powder it fills the air. Trust me, that shit will clear a room quick. CS gas ain't got nothing on that fucking pepper. Especially when you're grinding the, like the Reapers and stuff. It's just absolutely unbelievable. So mind you, like I said, we're doing this history live. I am wearing gloves. I am bottling this stuff up. And I'm like, man, it's like, I haven't pissed for a while. I've really, really, really got to piss. And I inspect my gloves before I put them on. I inspect my gloves when I take them off to make sure I didn't puncture them or anything else like that, because that shit's no joke. And I'm looking at my hands. I looked at my gloves. Okay, no, didn't look like there was any punctures, no needle mark. From getting, maybe the knife or whatever else like that, or even sometimes the peppers are sharp enough to poke through them when they're dried. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, gloves are fine. Pulled the gloves off. Hands look perfectly fine. And for the first time, I didn't immediately wash my hands. Even though I was wearing gloves, like usually I do. It's kind of a thing that we know to do with this particular, type of product. So I go inside, I go to take a piss and everything else like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to grab a drink and then get back to my thing. And I swear, I'm walking and I'm like, ooh, it's a little tingly. Ooh, it's a little tingly. And I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I mean, it started to fucking burn. It was, holy shit, was it fucking bad. And, you know, even though it's a dried fine powder, capsaicin is still an oil, okay? So oil spreads. I am walking. You know, I walk back out here and I'm like, okay, you know, I swear, I didn't do it, you know.
Good day.
Yeah, it won't let me switch over. I don't know why it won't let me switch over. That's weird.
Good.
Oh man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. All the good jokes are off on this thing and it won't let me do it. Sons of bitch. Come on. Really? Whoops. Damn it, I messed it up. I don't know how to switch it over to bank 2. One moment, I got to learn this equipment because I got to have this for the funny parts. Aha. Well, yeah, I swear.
I didn't touch my pecker. I didn't touch my pecker. I did touch my pecker.
But I'm out here trying to moderate this thing, and all of a sudden, I mean, it started burning. And I'm talking, you know, like I said, the oil, it spreads. I got this shit right under the head of, you know, the
Tallywhacker.
Okay, so I am walking to the house because I know there's only two things that will take away that capsaicin oil, that will neutralize it. And by that time, you know, like I said, it's only 50 feet from here to the other building, and my shit is burning. I mean, it was so fucking bad, I was going to throw up. It hurt so bad. Like, it was painful because the oil spread, it went right for the dick hole. I'm not kidding you. It went right for it. And I'm like, oh shit, this is getting bad. Oh shit, this is getting bad. The more I walked, the worse it was getting. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. And I finally make it to the. I couldn't find it fucking oil. So the next best thing is milk. So I come walking back out here, actually walking. I was holding my fucking pants away from my junk. And I'm walking back out here. I'm like, this, I wanted to throw up. It was hurting so bad. I'm like, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I even typed into the chat, and Dennis remembers this because I typed into the chat, having a situation, I am still here. Meanwhile, I am texting Dennis and the guy whose video it is. I'm like, I don't want to alarm you right now, but I am literally standing right now with my pants around my ankles, with my, you know,
Tallywhacker.
soaking in a cup of milk. And the guy that, you know, the guy whose video is like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Ask me about my winner.
I am standing there, you know, and I told him this. I was like, I am literally standing right now at my desk with a glass of milk with
These nuts.
Tallywhacker.
soaking in it. He's like, wait, what? He goes, what the fuck are you cooking over there? It's apparently hot cock soup. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I am over here processing peppers while I'm doing your moderation. And apparently some of it made it through my glove and I didn't know it. I went and took a piss and it got underneath the old knish. I was like, it went right under the fucking meat helmet. He's like, what? I was like, it's under the bottom of the dick, and it went right for the hole, and it won't stop burning. I said, this is the most painful thing. I've cut a finger off, I've broken bones, and I am sitting here wanting to vomit because my shit is smoking. And he's like, that is a visual I will never, ever, ever get out of my head. I was like, you know what won't get out of my head? It's the fucking hot peppers right now. And he's like, I can't believe this is happening. I am standing. Like I said, I was talking to Dennis too. I'm like, dude, it's finally happened. After all these years of processing these peppers, eating these peppers, and everything else like that, I finally got it in the no-no square, and it fucking sucks. I think Dennis even asked for a picture to make sure I was actually soaking it in milk. I just think he wanted to see my package. I think Dennis wanted to be, to be honest with you. Well, I did offer somebody the glass of milk. But yeah, as soon as I said hot cock soup, dude lost it. He's like, "You fucking kidding me right now?" I'm like, no, I'm not joking. This really happened. So, moral of the story is, no matter what you do and how careful you are, scrub the fucking hands before grabbing the wang when processing hot peppers. Like, seriously, not even kidding. That shit was bad. It was bad. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. You're damn right I got an OnlyFans. It's free, but I got an OnlyFans. By the way, Dennis,
He could kiss my fucking ass. He could...
Yeah. So yeah, that it finally happened. But yeah, I wanted to show you these guys things anyway. Like I said, of course, this is the machine one. I'll show it to you again. And since it's not a pepper flake, it's a super fine pepper powder. 2.5 ounces of this stuff should last you a full year because it is extremely potent. The other one is got the Shadows of Combat museum label on it. And it's Thomas Jefferson's habanero garlic powder. And this is what I put as the listing on the back. It said, in honor of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founders who famously said, when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty, we give you this delicious rebellion in spice form. A mix of smoked garlic, onion, orange habanero, and a pinch of fine salt, sure to satisfy the rebellious spice lover. I'm working on another one right now. Unfortunately, my good dehydrator took a shit. I'm using my old dehydrator, and it's not really keeping up. I am so far behind on even drying the peppers for it. But you guys are going to love it because I actually drew Robert Oppenheimer. And Robert Oppenheimer's standing in front of the Trinity test. The bomb's going off in the background, and he's smoking a pipe, and with his hands behind his back. And the pepper powder is going to be called Oppenheimer's reaction. And there's another one going to be called Soylent Green. I swear to you. Well, I don't know if it's going to be Soylent Green, but there's definitely going to be something green in it. Not that green, motherfuckers. I don't roll that way. The peppers are all green, but the label's gonna have something to do with something green. I'll figure that out later. Hey, you know what? I really do need to fund the machine and the museum. I guess I could have sold you the milk. I don't think Alan's lactose intolerant. He'd probably take a drink of it. So yeah, that happened, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And I guess we'll take a break, and then we'll get back to what we were doing, because I got the two things out of the way that I wanted to take care of today. Now, if I can just find something I actually want to play. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. No, not that one. Last time I played that song, I got booted off of YouTube. So, probably not that one either. That's a good one too, but I'm just not feeling it. All right, guys, help me out here. Alan, didn't you? I thought you said you couldn't eat those, man. Give me just a second here. Let me find it. Let me find us a break song here, and this works. Oh shit! No, it doesn't. I forgot that it's a really fucking long song. Damn it. Man, I suck at this. I should have wrote some songs down tonight, and I didn't. It's my fault. I already played that. Nothing's jumping out at me today. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go with this. I'll throw you guys for a loop.
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been fighting, searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is I got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong, and I self-destruct when I'm close to love. So someone save my soul, because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny.
these fucking guys?
The Machine Radio Show.
So hot right now.
Don't shove it up.
Showtime.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Oh, they're not stupid. They're not full of shit. They're fucking nuts.
Whatever, dumbass. This is to experiment.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. What the problem is?
Because
Oh, the baddest shitheads. You know, I love them. Join the show, motherfucker!
All right, I'm back, and I will answer your questions. Actually, I believe you said how much for the machine one. The price points are gonna. I'm not gonna lie. One, because it's a kind of like a crowdfunding thing, so it's gonna be a little bit different anyway. But because of it being like major artisan and very rare, like you're not gonna find Death Spiral pepper out there all over the place. And I mean, you can go to Pepper Palace and look at the prices, so you'll understand. But I said that 2 ounce bottle, used sparingly, or 2.5, sorry, and that bottle should last you quite a while. But I'm still working on the price point. I know that the habanero garlic powder is probably going to be around the ballpark of $12 a bottle. And the machine and some of the other pepper powders, I'm still kind of working on a price. I was thinking about, even though it really is, if you look at the prices of other, of the other not the manufactured ones like Pepper Palace and stuff like that, because those guys have an abundance of the peppers. I have to grow it myself, and it's in limited quantities. But even theirs is still higher than what I was originally thinking. But I gotta make it worth it for me doing it all. But I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. The machine radio show bottle for $17.76. Plus shipping, of course. And yes, I'm eating a box of Nerds. But no, the powder is actually supposed to be more than that. But actually, it's supposed to be over $20 for the artisan stuff. But the Oppenheimer one is going to be one of the ones that's going to be the rarest, and it's going to be super limited run. So that one will cost a considerable amount more. But I trust you guys. You can look up like like Pepper Palace or Wicked Tickle and stuff like that and see what they're selling 2 ounces for, let alone 2.5. And most of their stuff is flake. Basically, what's in this bottle is 10 pounds of shit in a 9-pound bag. Because the finer the powder, the more potent it is, and the more you can pack into the jar. And there is absolutely no filler. When I say that's 100% pure, that is 100% pure. There ain't shit else in there other than the pepper. Because I was actually asked that. They're like, well, why aren't you putting drying agents, anti-caking agents in it? I'm like, because people know how to use the bottom of a spoon to stir it up. I don't want to take away from the flavor of it or the potency of it. But I guarantee you he'll like this. But you got to tell him, seriously, start out very, very small, a couple sprinkles of that shit and stir it in. I don't want him to make it to where it's, where what he's eating is unmanageable. And I put that shit on everything, not just fucking ramen noodles. I haven't quite found a flavor of ice cream I'd like to go with it, but I put it on everything. I mean, every fucking meal. That's not a joke. There's bottles of hot sauce and shit all around me right now. We're actually running out of time. I fucked around and told you about my burning dick and everything else like that, and now we ran out of time to do. You know what? We're gonna fuck with this Destiny guy for a few seconds. The clip is 2 minutes and 36 seconds long, but you'll get the point. He's an absolute shill. He's a jackass. He's worse than fucking Harry Sisson or, the other children. But this guy's just a creepo fuck, and he's always wrong. But he thinks if he talks over you and talks fast, that makes him right. You're gonna love this.
Donald Trump is a fascist.
Destiny, can you define fascism?
I would say the two big points for fascism would be ultranationalism and authoritarianism.
Okay, what is authoritarianism?
Before we even get started, what the fuck? Ultranationalism, in other words, nationalist, being a nationalist and loving your country is now fascist. Okay, gotcha. Let's move on.
I would say that authoritarianism is trying to centralize as much power in like a structural sense into one part of the government, and then in a broader sense, it usually means undermining a bunch of liberal values that you would find, like, say, in the first.
So then how is it that every part of the government which accrues more and more power to itself every single year aren't a bunch of fascists?
Because the government gaining power doesn't necessarily make it fascist. You could say there might be governmental overreach, but it's...
How is government gaining way too much power not fascist? It's kind of, in play with the definition of it, but he insists that Donald Trump is fascist.
Even sure what is fascist here, Destiny? What is fascist?
I said,
Giovanni Gentili, we have definitions of what fascism is. We have third partyists who are out there right now who are fascist. They claim Trump is a populist. Can you tell me why they're wrong and why you're right that he's a fascist?
Well, I would have to know their exact reasons for why they reject Trump being a fascist, but I would say that Trump is a fascist because I think he's an ultranationalist
these
and
are
an
your
authoritarian.
claims. These are your claims.
Ultranationalist and authoritarian. Interesting. Let's keep listening.
I'm not claiming anything that those people said. I've given you my definition for fascist. I gave the two parts. I can explain them more if you want.
So let's start with ultra-authoritarian.
Well, I said ultranationalist and authoritarian.
What is ultranationalism?
So I think ultranationalism is when you engage in a hardcore protectionist ideology that usually involves shutting yourself out from the rest of the world. That could be in forms of international affairs like military conflicts, and it could be in the forms of ultra-protectionist in terms of trade and shutting down things like immigration in order to protect your own native peoples.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Obviously, he's not outside of the wars because he's helping stop them. You know what? Let's back that up a little bit because that was a big wad of bullshit.
International affairs like military conflicts, and it could be in the forms of ultra-protectionist in terms of trade and shutting down.
So telling other countries that since you got a massive tariff on our goods, we're going to put a massive tariff on yours, thus protecting our own economy, which is a smart thing to do for any fucking country to do. That is now a fascist thing. And apparently him helping stop other wars, even though we don't want to get into more of them, is fascist as well. I'm having a hard time following along with this guy. Are you?
Things like immigration in order to protect your own native peoples. Oftentimes there's a heavily racialized element, but it might not have to be.
Okay, well, Donald Trump, you're not saying has a heavy racialized element, are you?
I'm ambivalent. I don't really care on that much. I think that he qualifies or satisfies the term without that. But
okay, so let's dive into this.
How is he satisfying the term without that? So far, he's proved everything backwards. Can somebody help me out here?
Quick. If you have a president who doesn't want to get involved in foreign affairs as far as wars go and has some type of policies which benefit the United States over all of the nations, is he a fascist?
No.
Well, I'm still confused.
Well, that's what he's doing, you fucking retard. Holy shit, this guy's an idiot.
Confused as to what makes Trump a fascist.
That's because I had two parts of that, and you missed the authoritarian one.
Oh, so you got two parts to it. The first part failed, so now you're going to go with the second one. Let's see how the second one works out.
Yeah,
What you described there before was just like protection.
Well, when you said authoritarian, what is he doing? Which is accumulating all power to himself.
So he's trying to centralize power in the executive branch of the government, and specifically in the presidential part of the government, of the executive branch.
How?
How Donald Trump thinks that he should be able to unilaterally make decisions up and down all of the different departments and offices that exist in the executive.
Hold up. He's actually allowed to do that via executive order. And he's also allowed to, maybe learn what the fucking executive branch is before possibly saying things like this. 22 seconds left.
Branch?
Presidents use executive orders all the time.
That's not what an executive order is.
Presidents unilaterally make decisions all the time.
No, they don't?
Yes, they do.
No,
they do. They use executive orders all the time.
An executive order doesn't mean that you are taking power away from the departments and offices that have been created.
Right, so where's the fascism here?
Donald Trump.
Excuse me, but Mr. I got a pen and I got a phone to go around Congress. That wasn't fascist by his definition. So basically saying that I believe, and you guys know exactly what I mean by this. America first. You're damn right I'm for fucking America first. It's our damn country. But to be in foreign affairs also puts America first. And that's what he's doing. He's helping stop global conflicts and telling them, hey, we'll do some more trade with you. We'll work out some things, but you guys need to, talk and do it amongst yourselves as well. And it's working. That's not ultranationalism. That is exactly what the definition of America first is. It's not about isolationism. That's the problem. Is they think that nationalism means isolationist or whatever else like that. That's not fucking true. That is not true at all. I am a nationalist. I love my country. I love where I'm at. There's an American flag. There's two of them behind me. One black flag. Don't ask. And of course, the Second Amendment flag. There's an American flag on my wall. There's one tattooed on my arm that you can see right now. There's one on my truck. There's one on my house. I absolutely love my country. I may not like the government the majority of the time, but I love this country. That makes me a nationalist. This guy is a fucking idiot. I mean, dude, for fuck's sake.
Damn, you got Down syndrome so bad, you probably got up, left, and right syndrome too.
Doesn't have to have two brain cells rubbed together. Yeah, his neural synapses only fire about every 15 seconds. But what he does is when he talks like this, he goes really, really fast, and he's like, yep. This is how I talk, because this is I know so much, and I can't slow it down. That's what he does. He's like, this is how I win. I will run over to you, and I'll just run over the top of you constantly, and then boom, I'm the winner. I'm the winner. He never says anything actually intelligent. He never says anything with any sort of, true conviction, I guess. And people actually eat this shit up. He got booted off of multiple platforms because he's a fucking asshole, okay? And he's a creeper, too. Ask his ex-wife. I believe she's suing the fuck out of him right now for some things that he's done. Yes, he's totally against patriotism, Alan. Absolutely. And you're right. And like I said, Christina, you're absolutely right. In fact, if you remember right, there was a parliament member in the UK that said he's going to go down in history as the only president that ever kept his campaign promises, and he's hated for it. You don't even have to be a Trump voter, Trump supporter, or whatever, to acknowledge that and understand it. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. We didn't even get to the ICE stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff on Chicago PD and what they've said, and but we're actually over time right now, as it is. So I'm actually going to get the outro set up here. I really need to make an outro instead of just playing a song. Oh, no. If you listen to him, Dennis, if you listen to the stuff that he says, and he really, truly believes that he's doing the greatest thing ever, and he's the smartest man in the world, and he was trying to counteract Charlie Kirk, and it backfired in his face like something horrible. And what he would do is, instead of like Charlie Kirk, allowing you to ask your question and then talk and stuff like that, and have a discourse back and forth, as soon as you start talking, he will run over top of you so you can't talk. He's a pussy. But yeah, there's you know what? I mean, it's going to be out of date by then, by a large margin. But I'll save whatever else I got for next week. Okay, and we'll get into that. And Alan and Christina, I will email you. I promise you, I will. The second I'm shut down the show, I'll email you and we'll talk. But I am going to get out of here for the night. We are over time. I figured 2 hours of my voice is enough to frighten people. But as per usual, that being said, thank you guys. And, it's a pleasure being able to talk to you guys every week. I like talking with you, not at you. Tell your friends, tell those friends to tell 5 friends. Let's kick the algorithm in the balls. And once again, I will see you guys next week.
We spend our lives left out in the rain as you stand dry behind the window pane. You try to understand us, you have no clue. So I took a bat and I broke the glass. You're exclusive, but you have no class. Never been first, but we're built to last, and we're not afraid of you. Born to make you uncomfortable. Our hate is unconditional. Coexistence is impossible, and we're coming for you. With a black flag covering the religion truth. Raise a black flag, pledge allegiance to our roots. With a black flag coming demolition crew. You can spit on me, and I'll be back on you. You spend your life sheltered in the shade. We stood in the ruins as the fires blaze. You tried to dull our shine, but we refused. So I took a knife and I made the cut. $1 million smile that you can't stitch up. You're the diamond and we're the rust. Trick it with your silver spoon. We're cussed again, we're flammable. We're feral motherfucking animals. Our fists are up, we're unstoppable, and we've got it.